9. Ronnie Kray, October 24, 1933 to March 17, 1995. With his identical twin Reggie, gangster Ronnie Kray ruled the streets of London's East End in the 1950s and 1960s. Ronnie Kray, October 24, 1933 to March 17, 1995, and Reggie Kray, October 24, 1933 to October 1, 2000 were English organized crime figures and identical twin brothers from Haggerston, who were prominent from the late 1950s until their arrest in 1968. Their gang, known as the Firm, was based in the Bethnal Green where the Kray twins lived. They were involved in murder, armed robbery, arson, protection rackets, gambling, and assaults. At their peak in the 1960s, they gained a certain measure of celebrity status by mixing with prominent members of London society, being photographed by David Bailey and interviewed on television. Ronald and Reginald Kray were born on October 24, 1933 in Haggerston, East London, to Charles David Kray, a wardrobe dealer. As a youth, Ronnie Kray showed some talent as a boxer. He eventually graduated to crime with his twin brother Reggie Kray. The pair became legendary crime bosses in London during the 1960s. Ronnie was only stopped by his 1968 arrest for murder. The following year, he was convicted and spent the rest of his life in prison. As the 1950s progressed, Ronnie had taken up a broad range of criminal activities, ranging from extortion to arson. He and his brother had their own gang known as the Firm. His hands-on approach to taking care of business landed him some time behind bars. He was convicted of grievous bodily harm in the late 1950s. While in prison, he was labeled insane, and later diagnosed with paranoid schizophrenia. Ronnie and Reggie had another brush with the law in 1965. Both brothers were arrested in connection with their efforts to shake down a Soho club owner, but they were later acquitted in this case. In the East End, Ronnie and Reggie were known for being generous to their community. The pair were also famous for their sharply tailored suits and celebrity connections. One of their clubs, Esmeralda's Barn, attracted a glittering clientele that included actors George Raft and Joan Collins. Ronnie also made an influential friend in Lord Robert Boothby, a British Conservative politician with whom he may have had a sexual relationship. Imprisonment. Scotland Yard's Inspector Leonard "Nipper" Reed spent years working to bring the Kray twins to justice. When they were convicted in 1969, the judge told them, "In my view, society has earned a rest from your activities," according to the Telegraph newspaper. Because of his mental illness, Ronnie was sent to Broadmoor, a hospital for the criminally insane. He later shared the details of his life in his shared memoir with Reggie called Our Story 1988 and in his own autobiography My Story 1994. Ronnie considered himself to be bisexual and married twice while behind bars. Death and legacy. Ronnie suffered a heart attack at Broadmoor Hospital on March 15, 1995 and died 2 days later at the age of 61 at Wexham Park Hospital in Slough, Berkshire. Reggie was allowed out of prison in handcuffs to attend the funeral. Charlie Kray, Ronnie and Reggie's older brother, was released from prison in 1975 after serving 7 years of his 10-year sentence for his role in their gangland crimes. Charlie was sentenced to 12 years imprisonment in 1997 for conspiracy to smuggle cocaine in an undercover drug sting. He died in prison of natural causes on April 4, 2000, aged 72, with Reggie allowed out of prison to attend his older brother's funeral. During his incarceration, Reggie Kray became a born-again Christian. He was diagnosed with terminal bladder cancer in 2000. He was released from Wayland Prison on August 26, 2000 on compassionate grounds at the direction of Home Secretary Jack Straw. Reggie died from terminal cancer aged 66 on October 1, 2000. The final weeks of his life were spent with his wife of 3 years, Roberta, in a suite at the Townhouse Hotel at Norwich, after he left the Norfolk and Norwich Hospital on September 22, 2000. 10 days after his death, he was buried beside his brother Ronnie in Chingford Mount Cemetery. During the funeral, crowds of thousands lined up to applaud. Film. The Krays' 1990 film biopic starring Spandau Ballet's Gary Kemp as Ronnie and Martin Kemp as Reggie. Legend 2015, a biopic starring Tom Hardy as both Ronnie and Reggie. The Rise of the Krays 2015, a low-budget film starring Simon Cotton as Ronnie and Kevin Leslie as Reggie. The Fall of the Krays 2016, a low-budget sequel to the earlier 2015 film again starring Simon Cotton as Ronnie and Kevin Leslie as Reggie. Code of Silence 2021, focusing on Leonard "Nipper" Reed's final effort to get the Kray brothers convicted, starring Ronan Summers as both Ronnie and Reggie.